Roger. 2,000 feet.
Hello YouTube, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane dedicated. Today we're looking at the Eclipse 550 NG from Aerobask. Beautiful aircraft which has been rendered in 4K textures throughout and a cost of $39.95. I'd like to say thank you to Nicholas from Xplane.org for supporting Xplane dedicated, without whom I would not be able to provide the content that I do here on the YouTube channel. As you can see, beautiful texturing throughout the cabin, seats 5 plus the pilot, so that's 6 in total, and this is what is known as a very light jet. It's capable of 450 knots, around about 450 knots, and is very fast and nimble. Beautiful aircraft for commuting or for business, so very light jets are now becoming very popular in the real world. Comes with a number of liveries. I think there are something like 7 liveries altogether, which are obviously privately registered. This one is known as the Peace livery. And coming back inside and looking at the panel, you've got those 2 huge glass displays there. You've got the HSI on the left and the navigational display on the right. In the middle are 2 further panels which are to do with functions, and so you can go to many aspects of the aircraft, including ground, weight, sound, lights, shades, and a lot more. As you can see here at Cardiff, it's rather misty this morning, so we just hope the weather gets a little bit better so we can have a good look at this texturing on the outside of the aircraft. As I say, $39.95 from Xplane.org. Beautiful aircraft and an awful lot for you to look at. Comes with a large number of manuals. There are normal checklists, there are pilot's manual, there's emergency checklist, and a whole range of others. As you can see, you can add your passengers there, as you can see, and look at this texturing outside. Beautiful, really very sharp on the paint job there, looking very good in the sunshine. The sun has now come out, so giving us something to look at. I'm going to keep quiet for a few moments as I just look through some of the very many varied screens, and we'll have a bit of music and we'll come back shortly. As you can see, a huge array of screens and information. I'm just looking at the flight plan screen there on the right hand side, and as you can see, it's very detailed with all of your waypoints, SIDs and STARs. It does accept SIDs and STARs in this, so you've got full navigation. One of the interesting aspects of this aircraft is the central panel, which I've just opened, and on this you've got access to a whole range of functions, including radios, flight planning, displays, waypoints, weather, etc, etc. It's absolutely immense. The amount of work that's been put into this aircraft is really high detailed stuff. Well worth the money indeed, and I would say that this is on a par with some of the high-end study level sims such as Flight Factor and Jar Design. Aerobask have been breaking slowly into the market and improving every aircraft that they release. This, I would say, gets a solid 9.5 from me. me, and it's very rare that I actually score some of the stuff that I review, but this aircraft really deserves a score, and I would give this, as I say, a solid 9.5. Let's continue watching as we see some of these wonderful features of this aircraft and its capabilities in Xplane 11. So finally, I suppose we should really figure out what it is fly like. Well, I've got to tell you that this aircraft is very nimble indeed, very, very quick on the ground. You need to be quite aware of that when taxiing. It can catch you unawares, so you need to keep the RPM quite low on taxiing, and judicious use of the brakes is required, I think. Apart from that, it's a beautiful aircraft to fly. It's very stable, it's very neat in the air, very quick, as I say, and you can understand why these very light jets have become very popular as business jets and commuters, because they are so quick. It's got a full array within the aircraft for navigation, so as I said earlier, SIDs and STARs and waypoints are all configurable. You can import plans from EFAS and many other online flight planning tools as well, so you're really going to be enjoying yourself. There's an awful lot to learn, but it is rather easy also in one respect. So the cold and dark start of the aircraft is easy. Navigation, a little bit more study is required, but as I say, you've got all the manuals for that, and they really are helpful. There's also a quick view system that's been set up on the numpad, so the number keys on your numpad are your quick view system, which will take you around the cockpit if you haven't got X camera. If you have got X camera, you can disable the numpad and set up your own views with X camera as always. Weather was a bit cloudy up here in Glasgow, Scotland area, but it was still enjoyable. It's a nice aircraft to fly, and I think it's well worth $39.95. If you can afford it, then maybe you would like to buy yourself a copy from xplane.org. This is a not paid for advertisement, so I don't get any monies other than I review the aircraft. My name is Wycliffe Barrett. This is Xplane Dedicated, and as always, you take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio! Yeah.